The
for some
first
reason.
class that I had, oh, Bobby's deciding to record this. The first class that I had at my house, that's what Kelly Messerly did to me, but she didn't tell me she was going to do it. So I was just totally caught off guard.
Okay, somebody's got a question before you start, Julie.
Well, for some reason, when Julie started talking this time, her voice is a lot lower. Is it just me or? Okay.
That happened.
My phone
It's my
started doing
computer.
that
I
too.
can't turn my head. I have to look directly in front. If I go like this,
And then sometimes she has to go like this and talk to you that way.
so if I have food in my teeth, I apologize. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to share my screen.
And so should we introduce ourselves to Stacy?
Hi, Stacy. I'm Vicki.
And that's my older sister. And Julie, who's speaking, is my younger sister. Michael?
I'm Michael. I don't know if you've caught that by now, but.
And Alicia? Yeah.
I'm Alicia from Lincoln, Nebraska.
And she knows me.
Okay.
It's nice to meet you all.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go. So Stacy and everybody on the call, we are excited to be together tonight. We are talking about essential oils made easy. And like I said, most of us on the call already have essential oils, but we all came from a different place in our understanding of them. So here's what we're going to do. The goal of our class tonight is to empower you. We want you to learn 3 cool things about essential oils, 3 ways to use them, and then how you can get these beautiful oils in your home. I liken it to teaching somebody how to ride a bike. It's not very fun if we teach somebody to ride a bike. We all do, woo, look, ma, no hands, and then we take the bike away. So we want to make sure that you have a way to bring these gifts into your home. So there are 3 cool things about essential oils. And Alicia, can you talk about why essential oils are safe?
Essential oils are safe because of what doTERRA does to test them. Not all parties that sell essential oils will do the third-party testing, which is the certified peer therapeutic grade testing by a third party. Everything that comes in essential oils from doTERRA is 100% natural and safe. And I love that there are no side effects.
Thanks, Alicia. And then Michael, do you want to talk about the second cool thing, how effective essential oils are?
Sure. So it's effective because, like I hear Bobby say all the time, is the cell membrane. You got the antibiotics. It tries to treat your symptoms, but yet the oils can go into the cell and actually go and help you. And so it's effective that way. So just kind of simple, quick explanation.
Simple is great. All right. And then Sharon, do you want to talk about the third cool thing, which is that essential oils are affordable?
Yes, they are affordable. They cost pennies per drops versus traditional medicine. And each bottle, like a 15 ml bottle, has like 250 drops. Is that correct?
Yep.
That is correct.
Yeah. And so when you're only using 2 drops a day or 1 or 2 drops a day or per use, I mean, and peppermint, 1 drop is what, 24 tea bags?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're powerful.
And like
Yes.
less than 10 cents.
Powerful. Yes. So, I mean, you don't even need the tea bag to make the tea. You just use the oils. I've been using the copaiba.
Copaiba.
Copaiba, yeah, and putting that right under my tongue, and yeah, just for the past couple days, and myrrh and frankincense just really has kind of helped my mood.
And watch out, Stacy, because Sharon will use about 15 different oils in her water.
Yeah.
That powerhouse drink that she makes. Yeah. So those three cool things, just to reiterate, they're safe. You can use them on babies, kids, teenagers, senior citizens, all ages, birth to death and beyond, actually, or before even. A lot of people use them to help themselves get pregnant. They're effective, just like Michael talked about. They can penetrate through that cell membrane so they can address the virus that's replicating its RNA inside, and they can address the bacteria outside. So no more do we have to just go home, rest, drink lots of fluids, but we can be empowered with essential oils to help us to get well. And then, like we mentioned, they are affordable, pennies per drop. So great job, you three.
Julie, if
So
you go back one page so that we can explain to Stacy that on those 3 bottles, are you going back one page?
I did.
Oh, mine says aromatic, topical, and internal.
Mine says safe, effective, affordable. What does everybody
Oh,
else think?
okay, there you go. So Stacy, there is an A, a T, and an I next to
That's
those
on the next slide, I think, isn't it?
Yes.
3 bottles. Oh, okay, we'll go for it. Okay.
Yeah. But we should probably elaborate just a little bit. These are 3 of, I think we have 66 different essential oils. Peppermint is a fantastic oil. It is a single oil. So your bottle of peppermint, that's all that's in it is peppermint. Peppermint's high in menthol. It's good for opening the airways. It's great for cooling. Summertime, mix it with some lavender, make a little spritz bottle. If you spent too much time in the sun, it's fantastic. On Guard is our protective blend. And in this season where so many people are wanting to support their immune system, this is a fantastic one to use. You can get it in ya, on ya, and around ya. And then the third one that's on this screen is lavender. And we love to call lavender the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. We also call it all things calming or all things soothing. So anytime you can think of when you might need some calming, your arm touched your curling iron and it was still hot. You've been in the sun too long. You have agitated feelings. You need to calm down to go to sleep. That is just a powerhouse to have. So, all right. So our 3 ways that we use essential oils. I'm not going to call on somebody. Does somebody want to talk about aromatic?
Well, Julie has already mentioned that Inya, Anya, and around you. I think it was Julie that said that. Julie, one of my 2 sisters. Anyway, aromatic is just what it sounds like. Aromatic, you're breathing the aroma. It can be as simple as put a drop in your hand and breathe it in. It could be even simpler, open the bottle and take a sniff. If you end up diffusing it, like there's a little diffuser that's shown there, to put it into the air, then that's a great way because it impacts everybody who's in the room or in the area where the diffuser is. It's especially good for mood support, I think. So aromatic, and for cleansing the air. So that's around you, aromatic. Topically would be on you, and that's just for, like it says, localized benefits. If you've got a sore shoulder, drop Deep Blue on that, and you can repeat that multiple times throughout the day until you don't have to repeat it anymore. If you have a burn, if you grab a hot pot and you burn yourself, you put a little lavender. Oh, there's the Swiss Army knife. Put a little lavender on it, and it takes away the pain. So that would be on you. And then the in you is the internal. And I just want to state that if you're going to use any essential oils internally, make sure they are doTERRA from the company doTERRA, because ours are guaranteed to have therapeutic grade quality and to be safe. Now, it's only safe, I don't know how to show you, but if you look at a bottle, Julie's going to grab a bottle. On the side, and you look at the side of any of the bottles of oils or blends, oils in particular, it'll say supplemental facts like that.
This one's time.
If it's one you can ingest internally safely. If it doesn't have that, then it's really not recommended that you do it internally, and actually topically or aromatically would be better for you anyway. So those are 3 different modes of delivery. They all have their upside. As far as I'm concerned, none of them really have a downside in there. That's it. I'm done. Sorry, terrible segue, but I'm trying to keep her moving along here.
You did great.
Great. And we do want to mention, you see next to the T for topical, you'll see this little bottle. And this is a bottle of fractionated coconut oil. One of the things we do want to talk about is safety and safe practices when using your essential oils. So when you're using your oils topically, some oils are hot. How do you know which ones are hot? Every single bottle will tell you whether you need to what's called dilute it. And that does not decrease the efficacy or the way that that oil works. But what it does is it traps that oil on the skin, and then it helps to spread that over the body. And so if you have any kind of a sensitivity, you definitely want to use a carrier oil. If you're using oils topically on children under the age of 6, or if you're using them on the elderly, it's really encouraged. I like to encourage anybody that's just getting started with essential oils that has no familiarity with them to always use a carrier oil until you figure out how your body's going to respond and how to use it best for you, because it never hurts.
And I would add, use the carrier oil if you're dealing with your pets as well. Most of the oils are pretty safe for the pets, and there we can talk about that some other time, but always, large, small, whatever, dilute.
Yeah, I'm smelling this thyme oil, kind of digging it. If you ever get an oil, we don't put oils directly in our ears, in our eyes, or up our nose. If you happen to touch a sensitive part of your body, like maybe you've used peppermint on your fingertips and you've gone to the restroom, feel a little warm or discomfort, that's when you would also grab that carrier oil. So we want to run through several of our top 10 oils. Vicki likes to say this a lot with a book. So we have all resource books that are available. With a book and a box of essential oils, you really can address 80% of what goes on in your family life. Things that would have or may have sent you to the doctor, you can be proactive with in your own home when you have these essential oils. So starting with lemon. Sharon, do you want to talk about lemon? Do you use lemon regularly?
Yes, I put lemon in my water every day, a few times a day.
It's also great to wash the windows.
Yeah, I haven't used it for that yet. But also too, tonight when I was eating an apple, I was thinking I need to make some lemon spritz to spritz on my apple.
Oh, that would be good.
So that it doesn't turn brown, so I can cut it up and take it to work.
Yeah.
And that way I don't have to carry a knife to work to cut my apple.
Okay,
Great
can
idea.
I give you, Sharon, can I give you a quick hint? This is Vicki.
Yeah.
I can't see myself, so I don't know. What I like cinnamon on my apples, but this will work with lemon too. So I just get a bowl of water and I slice an apple into it with a couple of drops of the oil I like, let it infuse for 5 to 15 minutes. And then I take it out. And if I'm taking it, like I make cinnamon apples to take to the movies, because it makes a great snack, fit it in your purse, right? And it's healthy. So, but you could do lemon, almost any of the oils are going to do that and prevent the apples from turning brown. I'm not exaggerating. 2 days later, if I haven't eaten all my apples and I have them like in a little baggie or a little container, they still aren't brown.
Great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay, thank you. Because I was like, how am I gonna?
You're welcome.
Yes.
It's
So
easier than fixing a spritzer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And On Guard is good in that water, Sharon, with your apples.
Oh, yeah.
Will that kill any germs on my apple when I can't afford organic?
More than likely.
I don't know if
detoxifying.
yeah. I
I mean,
suppose, yeah.
most of the oils have a variety of chemical constituencies in them. That's what makes them so versatile when we
Yeah.
use them. Oftentimes in pharmaceutical world, they isolate chemical constituent out of an essential oil and they recreate it in the lab synthetically. And that's why we have those side effects, because our bodies aren't recognizing them as natural. Our body recognizes these essential oils as natural and our body knows what to do with it. And when we use it as it was intended with all of the chemical constituencies in it, it makes it very, very versatile. And so we don't have to have this whole cabinet full of all sorts of different oils. You'll discover that one oil can do a lot of things. Like we've talked about lavender being the Swiss Army knife of oils. So, all right, frankincense. And I'm going to call on Vicky because Vicky has an incredible story on frankincense. And I just always do this.
Yes, for those of you who've heard it, it's a little different every time because I always try to be brief and I'm never sure what exactly to include. Okay, so Frankie is one of the first oils I ordered on my loyalty rewards thing. And I decided I was kind of fascinated. Frankincense, like I used to burn frankincense incense from the hippie store, you know? Anyway, so I got me a bottle of frankincense, and I had seen Dr. Hill talk about what wonders frankincense can do for you for cellular regeneration and stuff. So I just started putting some on my neck every day. I wasn't into the internal at that point. So I just put a drop, at the base of my neck every morning, and then I went to work, and I just kept doing it. I tried to be consistent. And after several weeks, people at work, I used to be a teacher. I taught junior high. So kids in particular, some of my students, a few of my students over the course of a few days made comments about, geez, Mrs. Wood, I just love it when you're so smiley, or, stuff like that. It's like, you sure are chipper today. And I started thinking to myself, well, I must have been pretty dour or something lately. I don't know. And then one of my colleagues commented, like, you just seem to be in such a better mood these days. And I'm like, what am I doing differently? It was frankincense. Now, see, I think that I was suffering from some depression, maybe, that I never went and got it diagnosed or anything. But we had some negative stuff going on in life. Our dad had been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. My baby, my oldest son at 35 was diagnosed with cirrhotic liver. I can't remember, you guys, all that, there's just negative stuff going on. I had quit drinking myself because my kid quit drinking and my husband quit drinking, and we all had kind of an alcohol problem. And anyway, so it's hard to quit those things and deal with all those things. And I think I was awfully sad, and I just wasn't aware that over a few years I had become so dang sad. And so frankincense really helped to lift me out of sadness. And, I highly recommend it. So now 2 things I want to mention about Frank, because it does a bazillion things. I just told you it helped me to lift my mood. You notice you can use it aromatically, topically, and internally. I do now do a drop of frankincense under my tongue every morning to support my brain, my cells, my sanity. I also do a drop of copaiba. But I also wanted to talk just briefly about the cost. So frankincense itself is something like, I'll say 20, let's just say 25 cents a drop. It's a little teeny bit more, but it makes the math easier. So at 25 cents a drop, and let's say I do 2 every morning and 2 every night, that's $1 a day. That's $1 a day. I used to spend $10 a day drinking alcohol, $5 a day smoking cigarettes. What's $1 a day? And it's made my life so much better. Not to mention, it's $1 a day if you pay for it. But because I order my stuff through this loyalty thing, what's that like, you guys? Is it comparable to, I don't belong to a lot of these things where you get something every month, but definitely I do for doTERRA because I get points back in my cart, and every now and again, I don't want to exaggerate, I hadn't cashed any in quite some time. And I had like over 400 points. I'm like, holy buckets. So I just ordered 2 frankincenses that I paid for with points. Didn't really cost me a nickel. What could be better? That's my
Yeah.
story.
And so just so you know, Stacy, a 15 mil frankincense, I want to say is $69.50. So Vicky had about $130 worth of, or $140 worth of free frankincense on her order.
But remember, that's only $0.25 a drop. Big deal. I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
So digestion, this is all things digestive from the mouth to the other end. And everybody knows I'm gonna call on Alicia.
So digestin was the oil that got me started with doTERRA. My friend knew that my son was experiencing some digestive issues, and when she gave me a sample, it really changed my world. I've also learned that I can use the Digesten for heartburn. Bobby's even mentioned putting it on the bridge of your nose helps open up your airways. It's just a wonderful oil that has multiple purposes.
Thanks, Alicia. Yeah, and like I said, from the mouth to the other end, that's when you would reach for it. Anything nausea, it's a fantastic one. I probably use Digesten or some variation of it. It also comes in soft gels, comes in a chewable tablet every single day. So it's a fantastic one. Deep Blue, this is the Soothing Blend. Now, Sharon and Michael, I don't know what your favorite oils are. So Michael, if I call on you to talk about this one, can you do it?
Sure. I am more familiar with the stick or the rub than really the oil, but
That's okay. Talk about those, Michael.
I
That's
have
good.
used the oils for headaches. I know it says on there eases head tension. At the beginning, that's all I had was Deep Blue in my first kit, and I would rub it on my temples and then rub it on the back of my neck, and it would help kind of ease the pain. And then also I take frankincense and rub it on the roof of my mouth, which those two work together really well.
Amen.
They do work for sore muscles, like in the stick. I've got one here. It works really well for sore pains or anything like that. Also, I love it. Bobby told me once with a headache, you just take it and rub it all over your face, and it helps take away that, and with the head tension there too. So,
Thank you, Michael.
you're welcome.
And Stacy, I want you to notice there's no I on this one. And so that means we don't take Deep Blue internally. However, there is a product that comes in a capsule called Deep Blue Polyphenol. And that one has been formulated from plants that it is consumable. It doesn't have whatever is not digestible in the Deep Blue rub or the Deep Blue oil. So, Breathe. So Sharon, do you want to talk about Breathe?
Sure. Breathe is really good for your lungs and your sinuses, to promote, to help clear your airways and stuff. I haven't used it a lot because I get that, from the peppermint and other things, even the Digesten. Boy, that really opens up my sinuses and stuff.
So breathe, remember breathe. Stacy comes in the breathe drop that you got to experience last week at class. And it also comes in a vapor stick and a touch roller. And
Got it
yeah,
in my mouth right now. Notice though that the Breathe blend, the respiratory blend, you would not take that internally. Something that's really cool to do with this, over the bridge of your nose, if you tend to snore a lot, or the person, if you have a spouse or a partner or somebody that you share your room with, that can help as well. But you can make an inhaler of sorts where you put a drop in the palm of your hand and you'd roll your finger around on it and then make an O, and then breathe that in, cup your hands over your nose. And then I always rub my hands on the back of my neck to get the excess oils off, because I never like my oils to go down the sink drain. I've invested in them and I want to get as much of them on me as I can. But that's a great way to utilize the Breathe blend.
And may I quickly add, if you're putting Breathe or Digesten or peppermint, any of those with peppermint in them across the bridge of your nose, proceed with caution. Try to keep your fingers away from your eyes. Try not to rub your face then afterwards and rub it into your eyes, because that's just a really miserable thing to experience.
Yes, we watched your grandson deal with that with peppermint one time.
It was awful.
We're all going, where's the fractionated coconut oil? So wild orange.
I have
wild
a
orange.
question.
Go ahead.
because I'm new to all of this. Whenever you like tell me about one of these, could you put a price behind it? Because I'm actually making a list of everything I want.
Ah,
Oh, you betcha.
and I don't know what all the prices are off the top of my head.
I'll grab a thing and I tell you what, you keep making your list and then when we're done going through, I'll look them all up for you.
Well, and then Stacy,
Don't
know,
stress.
Stacy, know that in a couple
That's how-
screens, we're gonna show you like
The most
a
affordable, the
set of-
best way to get
yes.
them.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
That was a
And
great
just as
question,
an
Stacy.
As an example, Stacy, yeah, that's a great question. Wild orange is $13.33 a bottle for 275 drops.
So wild
Okay.
orange, this one, I call this one happy in a bottle. People have a hard time breathing in wild orange and staying grumpy. Most of the citrus oils have that uplifting to the mood impact and effect. I've got a friend whose husband is always grumpy. And so when we would get together, we'd get out the wild orange, but a drop in the palm of your hands, cup over your nose. You can drink this in your water. Bobby likes to make frosting with it. It's just very invigorating, energizing, and it's just a happy oil. And it's also, this one has some properties to help with mood, some of those harder mood, emotional distresses. And then Adaptive. Adaptive is one of doTERRA's newer product lines. This blend is fantastic. It was really created for those people that have, when change comes and it causes stress, just like the title kind of alludes to help you adapt. So if you're a person that really has a challenge when things come your way that you're not expecting, or you have to make a move, things like that, this is a fantastic one to use. And it comes in this bottle like this. You could use it in a diffuser. Notice this one's not internal, but it also comes in capsules that you can take internally. And then it comes in a roller bottle, so it's easy to apply to your skin, to your pulse points. So you can, with your wrists, or, if you put it on your neck, you're just a walking diffuser. So it's a fantastic way to support those emotions. And then Copaiba, you might have heard this one chatted about just briefly. I know Sharon mentioned it earlier that she drinks it, and Michael mentioned it when he talked about that Deep Blue Stick. Copaiba is a fantastic, fantastic oil. It's a blend of different Copaiba oils together that really helps with the nervous system in some really powerful ways. They've done some studies on it, and it's just a fantastic oil. Vicki mentioned frankincense under her tongue. Dr. Hill, who is one of the founders of doTERRA, he's a practicing physician, or was a practicing physician. He recommends Copaiba as well for that cellular support, just like that frankincense. But this one is a phenomenal one. And again, you can use this aromatically, topically, and internally.
And
So
I don't know if
Stacey-
Julie mentioned, but the Copaiba essential oil is the most similar chemically to CBD oil without any hallucinogenic properties. And it's very, very good for pain and aches and inflammation.
And because it's doTERRA, you can trust the purity, which is something you can't trust with some of the CBDs on the market. And it is more cost effective than CBD, just
The
because
purity
of
and the potency,
Mhm.
bottle after bottle after bottle. Yep.
And that bottle, Stacy, wholesales, I believe, $35 for 175 drops.
So, Stacy, when we do a class like this, it's unusual that there are 6 people on class that already have essential oils in their home. But the reason that we do this is because we love doTERRA. We love the company and what they stand for, their commitment, their ethics. They're an amazing company. But we also love these essential oils because we have all had an experience that's really transformed and changed our lives. And so we share doTERRA because we want to empower other people to find solutions that they need for their specific concerns. So if you would, you mentioned that you're jotting down things about these different oils. Would you just take a moment and jot down what are your top 3 health concerns? Think about, is there something going on in your life that you would like less of? Maybe you would like less tummy discomfort. And is there something you would like more of? Maybe it's something like better sleep, calmer emotions. But if you would write those 3 things down, that's going to really help us, help you to discern which, how to get started would be best for you and for your family. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute, maybe.
And I have a question, Julie, and I don't know if anybody knows this, maybe Alicia. So
Bobby is not.
when we are viewing, when we have the ability to change the view of who we see on the screen, does that show up when I'm recording this?
I don't think so,
I don't think
Okay.
so.
Okay. And then,
but it might, because I know some of them, actually, you're right, because some of them, you do see it on one part, but not
yeah.
all videos.
Okay, well, I'll have to figure that out. So then, can anybody explain to Michael, because I can't, when doTERRA switched the name on the bottle from Melaleuca to Tea Tree? Melaleuca was supplemental. Tea Tree is not marked supplemental, but they say it's okay to drink it. But what was the reasoning behind that?
I think because tea tree was the most commonly used name. It's the same essential oil. There's no change to the essential oil. They just changed what they called it. And because very often, I remember years ago talking about Melaleuca and people say, well, that sounds like tea tree oil. I go, well, yeah, that's okay. So I think they just gave in and went, let's call it tea tree. We know it's Melaleuca, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
But can
I
you
think in
explain?
other markets so that it's branded the same across all the markets. In other markets, they're not able to take it internally. So doTERRA just made that uniform, I think, across
Oh,
all of
I
it.
see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
That
I think,
that I did not
but
know.
I think, I don't want to say, but I think, I'm confident that it is still ingestible, but they're just not putting that on the label because they're trying to be standardized across all of their markets. So, okay, Stacy, how'd you come on your list since we chatted and we're probably distracting you?
Well, I actually want one of everything. But
Well, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Bobby was. Bobby took one whiff and said, give them all to me. So,
So
I
Stacy,
say let's continue then, Julie.
yeah,
so
Stacy,
Stacy,
you have to know in 2013, when I got started, they had a kit called the Diamond Kit, and it was $2,500. And when I was exposed to doTERRA, I was at a restaurant, and Haley and her sister Kristan had flown in from the state of Nevada or Utah or somewhere. And that was about the time that our father was diagnosed with cancer. And I was kind of emotional. And there was 4 of us sitting at the table, and I was going like this. Just give me every single thing you got. And so that's what they did. But my kit, I had it shipped to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, because we were having a reunion, like when it was arriving. And so literally my kit arrived, and I open it up and I go, hey, you guys, this shampoo is really, really good. I think you should try this shampoo. And I was selling shampoo to everybody under the sun. I didn't know what lemon did and Deep Blue did and frankincense did. So it was kind of a story. But yeah, I started with the Diamond Kit and absolutely love it. And that's not available anymore. So you're safe.
it was quite funny when she opened DDR Prime and went, I wonder what this is like. And she put it on her tongue.
Yeah.
It was a fun expression.
Yeah.
So Stacy, if you will, you don't have to do this because I have no idea what you've written down, but if you want to share a couple of the health concerns that you would really like to have a shift in, that will help us in this next part of the class.
okay. I have a condition called CREST syndrome. I am in constant pain. I have severe headaches. I have esophageal spasms so bad that I'll just throw up over nothing. The doctors say that it's so rare they don't know what medicines to give me. There's no specialist. There's no Nobody knows anything about this condition. I do know that it is related to scleroderma and multiple sclerosis. I have ulcers. I think that's from worrying all the time. And I'm anxious a lot.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing all of those. Those are some pretty serious things that you're wanting a solution for. And I don't know about the others on this call, but I believe with all of my heart that these essential oils can be a part of your journey toward helping your body be well. And so what we're going to do, because as we talk about this next part, we want to show you some ways that you can get started. And you're going to hear about some oils and products that I believe can address some of the topics that you brought up. So if I can get the screen to go forward. Before we get there, we do want to talk about the lifelong vitality. So here we are, an essential oil company, but our number one bestseller are our supplements. And it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't experience less pain, better mood, and more energy, call doTERRA. They give you your money back. What makes these so beautiful is that they are completely plants. What we like to say is there's no fairy dust in these. Everything that's in these 3 bottles is in there in a therapeutic manner to help support your cells and your wellness and your nutrition. So we've got our Microplex VMZ. And so think of V for vitamin, M for mineral. I've been using doTERRA for 8 years and I just heard this like 3 months ago. Didn't dawn on me. I should have been able to figure that out. But so that's your nutritional foundation. And when we have that solid nutritional foundation, our essential oils, there's a gal named Laura Jacobs, and she likes to describe our oils as being bossy. And so when our body has material for them to boss around, that nutrient foundation to boss around, the outcome is much better from using these essential oils. Then the Alpha CRS is antioxidant and cellular energy. It works with the mitochondria. It's a beautiful one. And then our Xe Omega, those are our omega oils plus 9 essential oils. And these 3 together really lay a great foundation. And our encouragement is for everyone to give this at least a 90-day try. If you're really looking for solutions and a shift in your health and wellness, it's a great place to get started. And I don't know, does anybody want to share their experience with the lifelong vitality? I know for me, I had chronic cold sores. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but about every 9 weeks, I would have a cold sore growing out of my nose. My nose would get red, itchy, inflamed, painful, that ugly blister. And when I started getting consistent with these, that resolved it.
With the lifelong vitality, like I immediately noticed like my hair wasn't falling out as much. And I had been taking medication to help with that, and I hadn't been taking it. And so I mentioned it to my sister, and she had started taking the Vitality Pack. And she said the same thing to me.
Nice.
I told her, I said, sis, I'm doing something. My hair's not falling out as much. And she said, well, gee, I wonder what it is. And I said, well, I don't know if it's the vitamins or some oils I'm using. I said, I need to look into that. And then like a few days later, she called me up and she said, you know, the same thing. And she was using the Vitality Pack. So.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Sharon.
Yeah.
And Stacy, when you mentioned with your challenges, Michael, I got back to you a second. When you mentioned pain, being in pain, this came to mind really quickly for me. So go ahead, Michael.
I was just gonna say it helped me emotionally, I think, and energy wise. So it's just been a helpful, and I think it's helped me a lot with being diagnosed with COVID. Just throwing that out there. I doubled up on my supplements, and that's really all I used. So I think it helped me there.
Nice. Yeah, it's a great nutritional foundation. And that's, our immune system, 80% of it comes from our gut. And so having that healthy gut and that healthy biome in our gut is a great way to support our health and wellness. So, okay, so Stacy, you were asking about the prices of the oils. So there's, just like we covered, the 3 cool things about oils, the 3 ways to use our oils. There's 3 ways to bring these into your home. And the very first is retail. We never encourage that because who wants to pay full price when you can save some money? It's the most expensive way. The second way is wholesale. And what doTERRA has done for a $35 membership, you can get wholesale pricing, which is a 25% savings. And that pricing lasts for an entire year. Excuse me, year. At the end of the year, doTERRA does not assume that you want to renew your membership. But if you do, you just place an order and they charge you $25 for that renewal, but they send you a bottle of peppermint for free. So it's a wonderful deal. And then the third way, and it's my favorite way, we like to call this below wholesale. So what doTERRA has done is they've put together kits that are really designed to help support a broad array of needs, but it waives that $35 membership fee. It functions just like that wholesale membership. You save 25% for an entire year. So we're going to cover some of these kits, but we want you to know that if you choose to get started today, you've obviously figured out, or I assume you figured out, that we are a community. We love these oils. We love this company, and we love to support people. So when you get started with us, you'll get a welcome packet. You'll have a personal consultation. Sharon will meet with you. I don't know if Sharon has done a lifestyle overview, but either she'll meet with you or she and Bobby together can meet with you to help you lay out a 90-day plan, because that's really what it takes to fully engage in setting new habits for yourself. And especially if you're not familiar with essential oils, it's a great way to kind of grow your education and know that you've got people partnering with you to help answer your questions. So again, we've got community, and then you have that ongoing support. So what are these kits? Now you're going to get to see some pricing. So this is our Healthy Start Kit. This is the top 10 oils. These are these oils that with a book in a box, you can really address 80% of what's going on in your life. So digestion is tummy upset. Oregano we didn't talk about, but that's nature's antibiotic. On Guard is the immune system. Breathe is respiratory. Deep Blue is muscles and joints. Peppermint is open airways, energy, cooling, upset tummy. Lemon is detoxifying. Lavender is that Swiss Army knife. Frankincense is that king of oils that does so many wonderful things for us. And then tea tree is, in my mind, like nature's, it's another antibacterial. It's great for acne, burns. Anytime you would get a cut, that would be a great one to have in your emergency kit. And this one comes with a diffuser. And as you can see, this one is $160. And you don't need to worry about that PV thing.
Stacy, that is called the small bottle kit. So those are all 5 ml bottles, which have about 75 drops.
There we go. Yeah, sorry. I moved the slides forward too fast. And then this is a fantastic space to get started when you're wanting to lay that nutritional foundation. But these are some products that I think would be helpful with some of the things that you spoke about. We've got that Lifelong Vitality. So those 3 products. It has Terrazyme, which is a digestive enzyme. So our body has metabolic enzymes that help our organs to function. And it has digestive enzymes that help to digest our food so our body can absorb the nutrients. The challenge, though, is that when we don't have enough digestive enzymes, which is common because of the over-processed foods we eat, and because of the depleted nutrients in the fruits and vegetables that we consume, we need more enzymes to help digest our food to absorb the nutrients. And so when we don't have those digestive enzymes, our metabolic enzymes are so friendly, they say, I'll go help the tummy. And then what happens is the rest of our organs get sluggish because they're not doing what their original role is. So Terrazyme is a fantastic product to add into your daily habits. I take 5 of these a day, 2 on an empty stomach, 1 in the morning and 1 right before bed, and then 1 with each meal.
And Lisa Zimmer says if you take 3 in the morning and 3 at night, you get rid of all of your belly fat.
Oh,
That's what Lisa Zimmer says.
So does that include a nightly banana split?
Then this one also has, so we've talked about Deep Blue, but doTERRA has put an entire 5 ml bottle in a tube of lotion, and they call it Deep Blue Rub. So this would help with that pain that you had mentioned. PB Assist kind of goes along with Terrazyme and the nutritional. That's our pre and probiotic. It's double encapsulated, so it works on that good bacteria both in your gut and into your intestines. And then these 5 oils. Note that lemon is there. That has been swapped out with tangerine, because tangerine is even higher in limonene than lemon is. But these 5 oils I use on a daily basis. Balance is my hero, my favorite, the one that I fell in love with when I first started using essential oils. And I think it's one of the reasons that I'm able to continue to share doTERRA today. But you got your lavender, frankincense, balance, lemon, and your On Guard. And that one is $195. Excuse me.
And,
I have
and the one thing that Julie has not mentioned, when they put a kit together, there is also a savings from the wholesale. So you might save an extra 40 below wholesale or something. We don't have those numbers in front of us.
yeah, it's a deeper discount.
That's below wholesale, yep.
And then this is our Healthy Essentials kit. And again, these are 10 oils. These are, Bobby mentioned the small bottle kit. This is the big bottle kit. These are 15 ml bottles. So these are that 3 times the amount of oils, but not 3 times the price. It also comes with a diffuser. This one came to mind when I thought of the things that you described, because you mentioned the emotional challenges you've been facing. This one has adaptive in it, and it has balance in it. And then it also has that copaiba, which I think would be really great because it's a great support for the nervous system. And when you mentioned the health concern, your first one that you started with, I can't remember what it's called. Starts with a C.
Crest.
Crest.
The
I can't be able to remember the
syndrome.
toothpaste, right? Copaiba really helps support the
Yeah.
central nervous system. And since you said that it was had some similarities to MS, that copaiba comes to mind for me as one that could be good support for that as well. So that one's $249. And then the Natural Solutions Kit, if you're really ready to replace your medicine cabinet, this one is fantastic. It's got your On Guard mouthwash. It has your fractionated coconut oil. It has foaming hand wash. It has toothpaste, the Lifelong Vitality, excuse me, a diffuser, and then several other oils and products that you can see on the screen. So this is just a great one to bring into your home when you're really ready to live a health and wellness lifestyle. And this one is $485. I don't know, like Bobby mentioned, there's a steeper discount when you get these combined kits than if you were to do this a la carte, ordering them all individually.
I'm going to say that one saves you about $100 and some.
I want to say 127 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
If you were to
had,
get all those individually, yeah. And then the Simple Solution, this is our smallest kit. This is a tube of Deep Blue Rub with lemon, On Guard, and Serenity. And this one is one that we encourage if you really want to customize what you're getting. So you were jotting down different oils that you would like. If and more than likely all those came in one of those other kits. So if you know that you want to do like this plus the Lifelong Vitality or this plus something else, but as Sharon talks with you, and if you need additional support from Bobby in helping you to really decide where you want to get started, that's an option as well. So we're going to skip this one, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And that's our Essential Oils Made Easy.
Thank you, everybody, for participating. And can I just have a little suggestion? If Stacy and Sharon are open for it, when all the rest of us pop off, Bobby and Stacy and Sharon ought to stay on for 5 minutes and have a conversation.
Mhm,
And get some direction. So
mhm.
Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed class tonight. It was great.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Stacy,
Nice
does
to-
that sound good to you?
Yes, I'm excited.
Well,
Awesome.
me too. Go do it, Stacy.
We're
I'm good.
excited to be on this journey with you.
I
I'm
am.
going to say, I just want to say, get your oils when you have them, when they come to your home, get them in ya, on ya, and around you, because an oil in a bottle doesn't do you any good. So you need to be consistent. And that consistency is going to grow over time. Because I started with a drop expecting miracles and discovered, oh, maybe if I did a drop or 2 drops every 3 hours, I might have those miracles. But that consistency is important. So